So yeah, back Ghana Hanum say when we're talking about the renowned and famous business moguls, Wokrom Hanum say yentimi embobodiya yebeja eye Dr. Daniel McKorley bebrina a friend of McDan. Wono ene CEO de Emma McDan Group and afin so no he has a couple of companies bakwa edimu akotene pa amanfo ni ho asem no eye company bakwa omoye into salt and in the ba ne nchine de yenkoni nkotu nchine ne yenton ne ade de omoye ade ewo ho pa. Now McDan Yobia he's always on the internet, not always kana impimpi no obehunu ewo social media no, so either say or advise youth no on how to start up a business when you're fast starting a business any idea amanfo bebre pa etai follow no, but for some time now no yen share da ehu McDan show on social media no, so I say wayera kakra ewo system no emo na me no ka say ebusuafo ye chirema na chese atorenchem kese pa ena ato eye McDan enya sem ketwa na ensem no ebobo ba no na chese asem no very serious very delicate asebe obia amfasa hompo ensusu se Dr. Daniel McKorley bibi say ebetimi ato no ayare hosem. Now the question is edien ena ato McDan sabre de yehwehwe no kra yehu no, I mean information na eba no very very serious. Now mama nko menuaba eso me ma kwaba now just say Dr. McKorley McDan Group of Companies in any zone no CEO anye ya yatete tenensem bebre social media no, so chirema bibi ato McDan amasabre de bebia owo no kamia say enhyeda nyim kuranhye saa enhyeda nye ade a kamasa de na ekoso with McDan
enti Black Rasta na tena nyina ehunu no representer okrom ha na ode beto edwa say what say McDan in country, of which sene okay no McDan for some time na say wahira in the system kakra woman bo say onyo bi o share that social media person na me person me say onyo bi o say content for no na obehu na kikiri o kire kikide be but we be a once in a while bo say wa flash internet ne so ne picture bi wa pose even so na sene wa okay no or address a group of youth on how to start their lives, especially in the business aspect of their lives. So I'm gonna for any dinechi now for some time you know and a Black Rasta in a video I'm sure say you be show right now no or say or not because Black Rasta no and adamfo even though in some time past no ordinary issues pain when say nipa dey exactly if we bra unya issue no na chese Black Rasta FN brother na chese who say obi am so achen men will always be men no now na kasa sham I check a cra as for some time who no say sadia mama friend bra or friend ben prince unusual of him no one reply on so ya friend back on so no text no WhatsApp no reach out on any social media handle no say what could this be and ordina so do the form no chere say adan ho baby you ne say ne factory omutu nchine no be omutu nchine no no ho na asem kese bi FPA efraba allegedly no ho na sebe produce and suman sembi akopie ma ne science no sebe ne okasa sesi ano allegedly from Black Rasta no na sebe producer Daniel McKorley enyojo ye bi na I say abanafa
na say o kan wabubu paralyzed
wajojo like there's a form of him ajojo like he's just been paralyzed.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. And I say enyojo ya lena attack no na o na dwen say obe push further na just say no Black Rasta no ko adan ho no ne ye boni mu sem Black McKorley McDan wabeje ejapadea kure japade at time niasi because of political influence, because of wusika, because of onkrofo or kabi kire won a umbetimi asori ejina mano enti wabeje enchine a omo nananom enchina asase a omo nananom ema won ehene dada bi etu ne hu a ebeye ejapade ema asa kuro no magana abeje at time niasi a ye frɛ no se won mra na yen kasa wo ma Bramiti woma wonso a wo ye nkrani ba mapa ene se bia 7 previous manu twitwi so mina so ene se bia wo ye omanfrani bia na say you know how do you call it exactly ene se wo ye you know ananabeng wo ye ekromani a we expecting say enyema bi wo hono ma ubehu efi say unim say eyade e wo say eba exactly ba ye frɛ wo a wo ma bra woni ma wo ma be kasa wo ma na kyese opese o kyerɛ won se owotumi ewo ho ewo political aspect o sika any ade a
nti say ye chema o yisu ni influence and affluence
exactly nti opese o kyerɛ mo se no kresa because omudi o mani atoso se oye friend say ekuromani no be se o kyerɛ mo se no krasa nti so no McDan no be kyerɛ kuromafo ni ahemfo e wada se no krasa any allegedly according to Black Rasta no ahemfo ni etitiri nso a wokrodwe mu nso a kyerɛ se no krasa to me inside ena ye McDan shegeleki enti ahemfo ni wokrodwe mu no kra ebi bosi etu poda ebushi se amamre da sasa na yetu nkyene woso no enema bi eda ho kire rules ni bi kire se eni kwan se obi abegye time ni ase nobody should monopolize it entino eno ene egu nsa afre nananom ama 7 produce allegedly atia from McDan so a abesisi beyentene kana okoso atwe mu se onu ankasa kwanom obi sai kwan yom fa so hu se McDan no I paralyzed and that's what paralyzed is at this point and he actually say afashe bi eba ho ananke wo se McDan bra ebetena kunwum obesi akunya kesi na wo twen na wama ye frɛ no ha wanfa enna omo ye waju se ni omu tie omu na echi kakra ha de mu koye no enna nananom e kache omu se mama ha mu ntwen
Ezo oma
yakobon na to
ya mutu
yeah exactly inti sesia there who say me wo hono say me no kasa sesia according to Black Rasta any a little bit of information no McDan is not in the right state allegedly ne ho emfa no a eyesunso mu asem so
ebusiafo na twese ensema na yetete about Dr. Daniel McKorley bebrina yenim no say McDan no it's quite unfortunate say they na yetete say allegedly no why paralyzed and say wajojo ewe nefa baby ama say no because obi ajojo a say de bia na movement cry dene say de obe tumi etu anamoni ade no na akwakoye bibia ewo honom ena afin so ne yekirema na kyese Kole lagoon no eno aho nsem nie because Kole no eno mutumu nkyene eho na ne company no mutu sa Kole nti unim se adade ba ne nkyene a omo ya ade kwetimi kra de kura ni din kra to nkyene am ye friend adan nkyene na se omo ena se be se de na ye nua ba Benes ka no omo nananum bi ena se be wokotu sa ehu no na emra na eda ho no eno na we pensem my say obakofo entimi nkonkofa enta nani asese ye ne dia awansan dia wo bia timi kotu bi nanso yes ekrom ha de se wa ban na wo so a ene wo tumi ade no wo pe enya wo dia kra wo de bankuma be jefu nsem waje ata nani asenti na say it's been alleged say sa kwan no so na McDan fire sebe enne no entia eba no abuchiafo etwemu say it could be say abosoma ewokrom honom no ma kire say so uwo political power yenso ye was spiritual power
power
ai pass man 2 minutes to me ye shia omo kan bia ye wo mo ka say amagani amagashia ene ebehu an yo ene ene de omo anya hu amagaho no wo ono a ene eye ada deities a wo mo ewo ho na kire wo mo akire bra pani shege sama no akwakoba ne sa now ensem bebre de akire a Black Rasta said na mnyaba ono no this information we aba beto mountain so we disclose some information me just say very soon producer be manya video no na ye de atoso ama ye nyina ye tie ensem a of course, so any the almost answer when you know about at this point, no, Sebe, a very famous person, it is McDan, Sebe, woye na juma, enya nisika kakra wo hwe na busuya anya ye kura no de you betimi aka ne say one or two people might benefit from him and one or two people can benefit from him because say wa mecheche sika kura mfa mama ansan ya yes kofo adwuma omo mutu nchene na yeso akogye atan nani ase ne kura odwuma yes enti no de akwakoba ne de say ye no credit a na eyare hosem pa because beka ne say he's an asset to Ghana so far as what me be a company when ko me pese me ka de ma mento aso we ko be a company a sebe wo fa nkrofo adwuma mu asase ne obinya ne de a wodisi aso dan yes obi nso anya ne de si company
ebi de si chemme ho self contain
de mahan what ase
obi so to be si tent keke wo so no eja hokurukuru
what ase enti no se de e ko no ni nyina no eye arehosem we are hoping say abusuafo de omonan besi fom na sese baby asem no ni hwehwemu te no mo aye but yen hwe video we emrade yen to aso
has not been around for some time now. Is he on a business trip? Or he has just decided to stay away from prying eyes? These are the questions people of Adan are asking. First and foremost, who is McDan? This is McDan, Dr. McKorley. No, he's a businessman. He owns private jets. That's an enterprise known as private jet at our airport right here in Accra. And he's a man who has gone through turbulent times to be able to rise to this level. McDan is his name. He has a lot of lovers and at the same time a lot of haters. He is the boss of Electrochem. And when we talk about Electrochem, what are we talking about? It's the biggest salt mine in the whole of Africa, as we have been made to know. McDan is a Ghana man. In other words, he comes from Accra. He could also be coming from Adan, as he told the people. And he represents the Kole, aka the eagle, as his totem. He's been quite controversial in the past. Many people believe that he uses his influence to be able to get what he wants from politicians. There was a time, oh yes, the Trade Fair Center was in a big turmoil and McDan was fingered in all directions as the perpetrator of that act of indecency. His name is McDan. For some time now, he's been out of the business. He's been quiet, at least for some 1 month. I decided to find out exactly what is happening to McDan. Once in a while, I speak to him. Once in a while, he calls me and I call him too. He calls me brother after our differences. And I love it when people call me brother. He has been installed as a chief in the northern region of Ghana. He's a man who is also into some philanthropic activities. Can I cut all this short and go into the story? Come here, my youth. You think a joke. My God have mercy. Now hear this. My brother, my sister. I went all the way to Adan, and what did I see? Something shocked me. The chiefs were jubilating. Why were they jubilating? They said McDan came using government power, political power, to steal their salt land from them. We're talking about the Kole Lagoon. This is the sweetest salt you can find in the world. Over. And this salt here is spiritual. We have told the history of this salt over and over. But to suffice it, give me just 30 seconds to run it through. Watch this. Now, this salt was discovered by an ancestor from the Tepebiawe clan of Adan, and he was called Nenekole. The first. Nenekole, my brother, my sister, was the one who went hunting. And when he shot at an animal, The animal was able to resist the bullet and ran into the bush. He chased this animal, hoping that it would die from the bullet wounds. But when he got into the densest part of the forest, he saw a woman sitting there. He said, I am the animal you shot, and I intentionally brought you here to direct you to look at this. And when McKorley raised his head, he saw salt all over the place, whitish substance. And he said, do you know what this is? Taste it. He tasted it, and this is the area. And he said, well, it tastes funny, but it is nice. He said, this shall become very, very important to your livelihood. This is for your people. He gave him a number of rules to follow, one of which will suffice this conversation right now. Do never let anybody monopolize the sword. Come here, my youth. Watch this. You know what happened? McKorley decided that he would let everybody get to know about the salt and that they should never stop anybody. No race, no tribe, anybody could go in and harvest the salt. It was for everybody. There are some other rules which we will not go into. But at the end of the day, McDan had food monopoly according to the people of Adan. He had the support of some chiefs. And then, when I went there to do my research, some of the chiefs, including Libiwono, who is supposed to be the priest of the lagoon, you know what they did? They were pouring libation and enchanting, and also calling upon the gods to strike McDan. I didn't like the spectacle because the kind of hate I saw in the eyes of the chiefs. And they claimed that McDan was there to rob them of their property, traditional property. Well, some of the chiefs supported him, but there were some who didn't. Now, as it stands, it looks like a lot of the chiefs have gone away from McDan. For what reason, I do not know. There has been so much violence in the area. Some people have been killed. But remember, this is not the first time somebody is being killed because of the salt. You remember in the days of Maggie? How many of us remember Maggie? Maggie, my brother, my sister, was shot and killed. Margaret Kuon. We've told this story over and over. The president at the time, J.J. Rawlings, had to fly in an helicopter and go all the way to the place to be able to bring peace to the area. It was at that point people were stopped from harvesting salt from the area, whilst a Cuban specialist group was brought in to look at the long-term solution to the salt issue. And you know what happened? The Cubans came out with their verdict. Under no circumstances should the whole salt project, spanning several acreages of pure white gold, aka salt, under no circumstance should that be monopolized by anybody as contained in the traditional scripts of the Adan people. But McDan had political will, and he also had the money, and according to him, he meant